Hi everyone, welcome back to Offcut. Today I'm here with
Aliya.
Vuz.
and today we're talking about all things AI. So first off, have any of you even had any experiences with AI before?
ChatGPT is obviously one of them, and it gives you the information really quickly.
Yeah.
Google, you have to look all throughout the web page, the websites, but ChatGPT, you can literally get it answer so quick. So I like it.
No, I think AI is really helpful, to be honest, because it gives you a whole roundup of the whole internet just in one little snippet bit. So if you want exactly what you're looking for, it will give you that. Experiences I've had is on Snapchat. That's the only one. Not ChatGPT. Yeah.
I'm the same, I think.
Oh, you've got
I don't need it. I keep on forgetting. Yeah, me personally, I don't really use it that much. The only time I've really noticed it becoming more of a bigger thing is the Snapchat AI. Yeah. And I've used that a couple of times, just asking it questions. Before I went on holiday, I remember asking it what's your opinion on where should we go, where's the best places to go have food and that. I was asking it stuff like that, and it was actually really helpful. So I used it for stuff like that, but other than that, really, I don't really use it that much. Do we think that AI is a good or a bad thing?
I think it's with everything else, it's good in moderation. I've watched videos of Elon Musk talking about it, and it can get dangerous because it's gonna improve, and if it improves, it can go. I don't know. You always see the movies about it, and it is kind of scary. So,
yeah, all the robot movies.
So yeah, I think it's good now, to say it's giving us information. It's helping you with going to restaurants and stuff, but it can get dangerous. I think.
I think, to be honest, anything that us as humans make and we can't control it's always gonna flop. So if you look at AI right now, it's doing really good, giving us information, we're all happy it's going up. But I feel everything that goes up has to come down, and I feel it's gonna come crashing down. In about a couple years, AI will have more control than we expect or even think. I've seen loads of things online. I've seen there was an AI that just learned a whole new language that they didn't even put into the system. So yeah, it's getting mad.
I agree. It can be good to a certain extent because obviously it can help you in different ways, but at the same time, in the future, you don't really know how dangerous it's going to get.
And it's scary because it's improving, the song with Drake, but it wasn't even Drake, it was AI Drake. And I just thought that was crazy because it's that's creative. So how can this robot thing be
I've
creative?
Seen stuff like that on TikTok. People use AI to make different singers sing different songs.
And I just think
and it actually sounds really similar to them as well. It's so
weird.
I
didn't even know it wasn't that. It wasn't even Drake.
Now another thing is it's gonna take all our jobs. Literally, there's video editors that AI will just slam it through, just finish the vid in a couple of seconds. You've got language, every single thing will be took over. I feel there'll be nothing else to do, and we're already struggling with people not getting jobs in the first place. So
quite similar to what we said then. What would you actually use AI for?
Just what we said, you can ask it just random questions, and you can get the information really quick. That's right now, but I think people can use it for scary things. What's that thing called? Face something. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, but basically it's an AI thing, and it basically changes your face to someone else's face.
Oh,
so
really?
Yeah, it's it's gone really big, but it's really bad because if they change that to the president's face or the government's face, that could cause
drama,
a war. So it is really dangerous. So it can be used for dangerous things. Yeah,
I think it can be used for loads of dangerous things. But another thing is there's people that are using AI as a friend and not actually going out and communicating with other people.
Yeah, the Snapchat
having
one.
normal conversations. Yeah, people are using Snapchat AI as a friend, and that's just spoiling the whole thing because it's a computer at the end of the day.
What's also weird about that Snapchat AI as well is that it literally says that it'll come meet up with you as well. That's also the weird thing. Have you seen that on TikTok and stuff? That you can say oh, do you want to go out for food? And they're oh yeah, this is the nearest stuff near you. And then it knows. And then it's yeah, I'll be wearing this, I'll be that, I'll meet you there. And it's just what? It's just so
That's
weird.
Really weird.
It's odd.
What do you mean you're going to meet us in a park? No thanks. So do you think ultimately that AI has a negative impact?
Yeah, I think it can definitely turn negative, and I think I think it will.
Yeah.
It will, yeah.
Considering Elon Musk, I'm pretty sure was in the developing of actually making it, and he said that it's headed towards bad then I think 1000%. He wouldn't be saying that for no reason. So
Is there something you wouldn't share with AI?
You can't really like talk to it like a friend. Like it's not got emotions. It's not got like that human connection you can have. But what's scary is it's gonna get better. So it's gonna start like talking to you. Like even the Snapchat one's saying it's gonna meet you, but like I don't know. I wouldn't share like feeling. I don't know. It scares me.
I think with that, you can't really choose. Like AI will pretty much have all your information at one point anyway. So whether you give it the information or not, it's gonna be able to track it down or like be able to whatever in the systems.
Yeah, I was going to say around the same thing. Like, you don't want to give it your personal details and that, do you, really? But ultimately, they probably will end up getting them in one way or another.
They've already got them anyway.
Yeah.
Like all the cookies
like that Snapchat one, for example. Even if you've got location turned off, they'll still be able to tell you what's your nearby restaurants, what's your nearby park, and you're just like, how do you know it's turned off? Yeah. But they've always got it, which is like the scary thing. Like your details are always there. Would you allow AI to diagnose you
with like a health condition?
Yeah, I guess.
No, I think you always need to go to like a main person because like the AI can get things wrong. Like at the end of the day, all they're doing is getting things from the internet, and like there are things on the internet that are wrong, and they can't filter information out that's correct or incorrect. So no, I definitely wouldn't use it for something like that. And you need to go in person.
I agree. Like you can see you know them quizzes that are like, have I got this, have I got that? You can do all them all you like, but I don't think they diagnose you at the end of the day. Like I think you do still need to go and see someone and then they diagnose you.
To be honest though, I think that's a good idea, like AI stepping in, because when you go doctors at the end of the day, all you do is you give them your symptoms and they give you like the problem. So if you can just put your symptoms into a computer, AI decides it, then I feel like as long as it's finalized by a doctor, like checked over, there's no reason why they shouldn't get involved because it's way quicker rather than someone doing it by themselves.
Sometimes the wait for like doctor's appointment and that can be so long.
Yeah, and they're doing the same thing anyway, so.
Yeah.
But they always say, like, doctors, they always say, don't search it up on Google because, like, sometimes they even search my symptoms. Like, it might just be, like, a headache or something like, small. And then they're like, oh, you've got this.
Literally.
And it's like, I don't think I've got that, but, you know, and then it just kind of scare you. So, I don't know.
Literally, I've got such bad health anxiety. If I've got, like, a cough or something, I'm, like, looking it up. Literally. And if it's going to tell me I'm, like, dying or something, I'll just freak out. So I think... Yeah. Better off like just not looking. What about in relation to mental health? Like, would you let it diagnose you in that way?
I don't know. I think mental health is way more complex than like physical health, because like you say, physical health you can just like say, okay, these are the symptoms, but mental health, like I feel like you really need to like talk that through with like an actual person who has that, like, has a lived experience of being human. Like an AI
because an AI doesn't really, again, they don't really have emotions, they don't really know that much. Again, they just find stuff off Google and be like, this is this, this is that. Whereas I feel like if you speak to an actual doctor, they kind of know where you're coming from in a sense. Like, or they could have even experienced it themselves.
And it's nothing like talking to someone and getting like therapy, and like that really helps rather than just talking to like a computer. Like I don't really think.
I mean, it's good to have that if like that's all you've got and you can't really get a therapist at the time, but still, I've seen someone in person is better off.
Do you not reckon you could like teach an AI to be more like emotive? Like, do you not reckon you could do that? To make it more realistic?
Maybe.
Because I reckon you could.
In the future.
I think over time, I think it will get to that point. But then it's just, I don't know, they could use those emotions for evil. I don't know. Yeah. You see the movies, like, they can make it evil.
All the movies are literally just like foreshadowing what's going to happen. I don't like it.
I know.
Do you think AI will replace human jobs or create new opportunities?
I think it definitely will create new opportunities. I think there's some jobs that it won't, but I think there's a lot that it will. Like, at the end of the day, the industry, like, all they want is more money, and if they can like halve the staff's time and like energy and just half the money, then why wouldn't they? Like, you know, I think definitely it would.
I think it can definitely become like really advanced to the point where it can literally start like doing stuff for us and we don't need to even do it anymore, like work wise. Like, it could definitely take over jobs in the future, I think. Yeah,
no, I was saying that before, like, it's definitely going to take people's jobs. It already is, to be honest. But if it doesn't take people's jobs, it will just make everyone's jobs easier.
It's a bit scary though, like, you know, WALL-E, is it WALL-E? The Disney film, WALL-E. Like, they all get all like WALL-E.
Yeah, accent.
But like,
but it's
like,
so cute.
But like they literally, what is it, like use AI for everything to the point where they're literally like sat in their little seats in space and that, and they're not even in on Earth anymore because they don't even need to be there anymore. Like they're like it's all computer, like it's very all technical, and you just feel like, what if that's our future? That's a little bit scary.
It is scary, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like it can only improve, and like technology is already really advanced, I feel like. So what is more improvement? Like what get
I always
better
feel
and
what's
better?
going to be like, you know, when we like if we have like kids in the future, I wonder what it's going to be like for them.
Exactly.
Because you've already got your iPad kids and stuff like that, like now. So imagine what it's going to be like in the future.
Yeah, nah, it does just get worse though. You walk into a house and there's a little kid, he's always on the tablet.
Yeah.
They're growing up in that, and that was just technology alone. You're adding AI into that with the kids.
Yeah.
As soon as they learn how to use it and they grow up when they're about our age, it's going to be a whole different world.
I've been talking about this with my sister because she's just had a baby, and she's like, she doesn't want to be like one of those moms who has like an iPad kid. But then she was like to me, but if I don't give it an iPad, all of her peers will have that, and not only will they have them, but like they will become like, they'll be used to it, so she'll actually be behind in her years because she won't have used it, so she won't.
I know it's a sticky one because you don't want them to feel like left out or like be like, oh, you haven't got an iPad.
Yeah, but also she needs to have like kid needs to have the skills. Like it's not even about left out; it's just the skills. Like she won't have the skills of like using an iPad where all of her peers will.
Yeah.
So it's like
as long as there's like a balance.
Yeah,
like, it's all right as long as they're not. Because most like you don't want to use it for, you know, if they're
like for education. That's all.
Like, you know, when they're like crying, they're just like, oh, just have an iPad. Like that. Like it should be the other way around.
Yeah.
Like you reward them with the iPad. So I feel like as long as there's a balance and it is like in that, it's given to them in that way, then it's fine. Mm-hmm. But it's when people will literally just shove an iPad with them and just be like, right, just go off. Bye.
Yeah.
So now that we've talked a little bit about AI, we're now going to put it to the test and ask it some questions that we've been asking people around the street.
So I'm going to ask AI, and we're going to see what it says. What's the worst advice you've ever received? So should we just say like what we think it's going to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, it could literally be anything. It's very vague.
I think it's going to say something like, oh, I've never received advice because I give advice.
Yeah,
is that what it's
Maybe not give advice, but something like, no, I don't give, like, I only tell you what. Like, you know, you say, hey, Siri, and then they say, oh, I'm not a person.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think it's going to say something like that.
Yeah,
I think it's going along. I'm going with that.
Okay.
Just
I don't think it'll actually give advice. I think it'll just be like, I'm AI, Silly, I don't have advice.
Okay, let's see what it says.
That's a lot.
Okay, wait, it's going to be a lot. It's a lot. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, wait. There's a whole 4
I was
points.
thinking it wasn't going to have any advice.
Okay, this is what it said. It says, as an AI language model, I don't have personal experiences or emotions, so I don't have any specific advice that I consider the worst. However, I can mention some common examples that people might receive. So yeah, it kind of did do what we did. Then. So should we agree or disagree with the examples he said? Or he, she, I don't know. So the 4 of them were just ignore your problems. That's one. I agree. Follow your passion and success will come naturally. Always trust your instincts without question. You should conform to societal expectations and norms.
Well, some of that's good advice, some of that's bad.
Yeah, I agree. Some of that is I don't agree with.
The first one's bad advice.
Yeah, like that's bad advice. Ignore your problems. But I agree that you should follow your passion.
Yeah, I agree.
I disagree with that one.
You disagree with that one?
I feel like when you follow your passion, it doesn't even... I feel like when you follow your passion, it doesn't even come out to... Like, most people want to follow the passion, but it can't, like, fund their day-to-day. So, in that case, success won't always come with it because you can't just do that for the rest of your life. It's not always enough.
I don't know. I think you should, like, follow your happiness and like, you can always make something work for you. So, I don't know. I like that idea. Then the next one was always trust your instincts without question.
I feel like my gut feeling's always right, to be fair.
Me too. Maybe not without question, like, but if I've got a bad feeling about something, it's usually for a reason.
Yeah, because sometimes it might not always be right, my gut instinct, but a lot of the time it is right. So I'm a bit iffy with that one.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that.
Yeah. The last one was you should conform to societal expectations and norms. No, you shouldn't.
No?
So yeah, we agree
Just,
with that one. Like, no, you shouldn't. Okay.
Right, next question we're going to ask it is, what is the most unrealistic expectation of going to uni? What do you think it would say? I don't know, because again...
I think it's just going to do the same thing.
Again, because it'll just be like, I don't go to uni, so I don't know what to say. But
to be fair, I think it
still
might
gives,
say...
Like, I think it'll still give examples, yeah.
Okay, should we say the example? I don't think it'll say that. I think it'll say, like, here's some unrealistic expectations. I think, because we didn't say what's your, so then it won't.
True, yeah, we're not asking that, we're asking, like, that, for example, that. We're asking for examples, so it could just give us, like, the like numbered examples. It's thinking.
It's thinking because it's a person.
It's taken a while. Oh, he's actually saying something. Yeah, it's at like 2 big fat paragraphs. It's still going. The first one, I'll just kind of like briefly say it, but it was like, one of the most unrealistic expectations of going to university is the belief that it guarantees immediate career success and financial stability. Yeah. Which is true. Like, it doesn't guarantee it. There's loads of people out there who like don't have degrees and they can get like similar jobs. So like, it doesn't like...
You don't always have to go.
Yeah.
But it's also like with like people have degrees but don't have a job as well, like on the other side.
So that's true, to be fair. Like, you don't like, if you get a degree, it doesn't mean that, oh my god, you're like going to get a good job now. Like, it's not always the case. Additionally, the idea that university will be solely focused on studying and intellectual
because that's what I mean. University isn't all about academic. It's also about making friends,
life.
going out. Yeah.
Lastly, some individuals may have overly idealistic expectations about the university experience itself. That's true, because I feel like not everyone comes and they really enjoy it. There's loads of people that come and they're like, oh, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I think there's definitely like a hype about, going to uni.
Yeah.
But it's actually really like difficult, and you've got to like in the first year. I mean, I didn't really have it because I stayed here, but I know like my friends, like they moved to a different city and like they just had to like live with a bunch of new people. It's hard.
Yeah, that's what I had to do. Like, came from like Newcastle, so it's literally like 3 hours away. I didn't know anyone that was here.
No.
Apart from like one person, really. It was just so weird. But
it has to be a struggle though. You're moving to like a whole new city. You have to live on your own when you used to be getting food cooked for you and stuff like that. Like, you have to do it all on your own. It's quite a shock at first, but I feel like apart from that, we just make it sound better than it is. And when you actually live in it, you're like, oh, it's not that. It's not that
I remember being really excited for it, and I still do enjoy it. But I'm definitely like, well, it's not like amazing, is it? Like, it's still good, but like, it's not like, oh my god.
Yeah, they don't really talk about like the hard things. They just say the good thing.
Wow, this is lengthy. So we asked AI, do equal opportunities exist? And it said, equal opportunities aim to ensure fair access and changes for success regardless of background.
Wait, don't really.
Progress has been made, but challenges remain due to bias and systematic inequalities. Achieving true equality requires ongoing efforts and collective commitment. I think that means like it's kind of up to you. It's kind of based on what you do and the position you're in, the opportunities you get.
Yeah, I think it's right, really. Like there are some equal opportunities, but it is about systemic like inequality. So it is, like there has been progress, but there still needs to be more that's like made. So the next question is body count an issue for you? And we're gonna ask AI, but I think because
I really don't know how
they're going to answer this, because
it'll answer it.
It will answer it, but because we said for you, they're going to be like, we don't have a body count. So they're gonna...
It's going to say it doesn't matter. And if you don't put you on the end, then it will just make it just in general.
Fair question.
Okay, I don't think that's a fair question. People have different experiences and values.
All he cares if people are honest and respectful this time, though.
Okay.
That's it, really.
Fair
enough. Because it depends on the person, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Depends on what they prefer, so it does make sense.
So we're going to ask Snapchat AI, as a man, do you have to downplay your mental health? And they basically just said you have to make sure you don't downplay your mental health. Like, anyone shouldn't, which I think is good advice.
Yeah, no, as I said before, like, nowadays everyone's more or less like, be open about it. But I also think it comes with a pinch of salt, whereas when you do open up, it can come back on you slightly. You can look like the weaker person. I don't feel like it's fully changed in like aspects of like everyone seeing you as a weaker person once you've cried. I feel like that is still around.
Yeah, it's so weird because I think the opposite, not the opposite of what you're saying. I think the opposite, like basically when you cry, I don't think you're a weak person. I think if you cry, that shows that you're dealing with your emotions, because if you don't cry, like you're not getting it out. And if you don't get it out, that's so unhealthy. Like, it's good to just have a good cry sometimes.
Exactly, like I bet if you went to like any therapist, they'd be like, You need to kind of like let it out, because if you don't let it out, it's just going to bottle up, and then it's going to be even worse. Like it'll just be like one massive overload of like emotions, and that's like even worse.
And I think you have to be such a nasty person to say like, oh, because you're crying, you're a weak person. No, like we're just human.
Anyone who would say that to me, like, why would you say that
So
anyway?
rude.
It's like, no.
So rude. The last question is, what makes you off-cut material? So I don't know what they're gonna do to this question.
What do you mean?
He goes, I'm not sure what you mean by off-cut material. Could you explain?
Not really.
Oh no. Go on TikTok.
I don't know. Follow us on TikTok then.
Okay. Follow us on TikTok at offcut.media. I didn't.
I appreciate the invitation, but I'm not able to. Oh. Well, that's just rude.
Okay.
So after talking about AI this episode, we want to know what you think. So let us know in the comments below, and we'll make sure to answer a couple. Bye.
Just a couple. Not all of them.
Not everyone. Sorry, we're busy. Like we're like.